Hey guys, welcome back to Blind Strike Exotics. We got two cool things today. I finally got a new camera, so hopefully this is a nice upgrade in video quality and sound quality over the last one. I'll probably just use this one when I am kind of probably stationary because it's bigger. I might still use the GoPro when I'm kind of moving around. But hopefully it's an upgrade with video quality and sound. The other cool thing is my second clutch, actually, which was only laid like maybe 24 hours after my first clutch, they started to pip today. I had them due maybe around the first 2 or 3 days of May, and today is, I believe, the 28th of April, so they might be a couple days early, and that can happen if they're a little warm in the incubator. My first clutch, it has not pipped yet, so today what we're going to do is actually start cutting these eggs, because actually 2 of the snakes already came out. They popped their heads out. Typically I don't like to cut eggs until at least 2 of the snakes have pipped or popped their heads out. That lets me know that, okay, these guys are starting to pop out. The other ones are going to be ready to come out soon as well, so it's probably safe to cut them. Every egg I did that with last year was perfectly fine. They all hatched perfect. You can cut them too early, and it's also possible to cut them too late. Cutting eggs is sort of controversial, but as long as you do it safely and you do it at the right time, there really is no adverse effects to the babies. However, you can save babies, hatchlings, by cutting eggs. Sometimes they get trapped around the umbilical cord. Sometimes they have trouble popping out of the egg, and they can die in the egg. They can be stillborn because of stuff like that. So by cutting, you can help them. But if you cut too early, you can harm them. They may not absorb all the yolk. It may be just too early to cut them out of there. So my rule of thumb is wait until 2 hatchlings have pipped or popped through the egg, started sticking their heads out. And at that point, it's probably safe to cut the rest. So we're going to start that now. I'm going to move the camera, kind of just zoom in down the eggs, because that's going to be the really cool part. This is a cool clutch. This was actually Danky King to a Superfly female. Danky King was a banana super inchy fire, and the female is a Superfly, which is a super pastel fire. One of the babies that I saw stick their head out looked like he was all white, which is a super fire. They're in the black-eyed Lucy family complex. So that's going to be a cool baby, because it's going to be super fire and pastel and inchy for sure. And I don't know if I'll hit the banana or not in there. I'll have to wait till I get it out. And I'm not sure if Danky King was actually a male maker or not. I think typically when you have a male banana snake, if they produce male offspring, they're usually typically bananas as well. But we'll get that guy out, take a look and see what that is, and then cut the rest of them. I had 2 pop out so far that I could see through the box, but we'll start cutting the rest and see what we got. Alright, so I'm also excited because I found my egg cutting scissors. I lost these last year, and when I started to move, and the last clutch I had last year, I was not able to cut them with, so I had to use a razor blade, which makes it a little more difficult. So this is the one that I think is a super fire. With these, now this one's already pipped, so it makes it a little easier. You're going to want to just stretch the egg up as you're cutting, as to make sure you're not cutting the snake. Kind of the way most people do it is they just kind of make a crescent shape when they're cutting it. This is so exciting. I almost forgot how to, what this feels like. How exciting it is. I haven't cut an egg in so long. And seen a baby. Yeah, these guys are definitely ready to come out of here. So this definitely looks like a super fire. I can't see anything else on this baby. It just looks completely white. Typically super fires, they're black-eyed Lucies, so like the blue-eyed Lucies, which most people know of, the all-white snake with blue eyes. These are all-white snakes with black eyes. Typically, super fires still have some sort of like a yellow pattern going down their back. I don't see... Let me see if you can see this. These guys have like jet black eyes. I can't really get him in there. He's not popping out. I don't see any pattern at all. So I'm not sure. I will have to wait to see when he comes out all the way to see what he is. No pattern that I see, but because the dad was a super enchi and the mom was a super pastel, every single snake in here at the very least is going to be pastel and enchi. So every single one of these at the bare minimum should have those two genes. As you can see, these things get super messy when they start coming out. This is kind of neat. This guy cut the egg here, cut the egg here, and cut the egg here. So this is the second one that pipped, and I don't see that any of the other ones have pipped yet. So I'll have to cut those ones from scratch, but let's pop this one out. This one did not look like a super fire. I'm pretty sure I saw some color on him when I saw his head pop out. But he looks really cool. Wherever he is. Ooh. I'm gonna say it's probably a banana. Pastel banana, enchi. Oh, let's see. He's really pretty. Pastel banana enchi for sure. There might be fire in there. Since both parents had it, it's probably better odds that the snake does have it than doesn't. But that's a really pretty snake. It's like really, really, really bright. Let me try to cup it so I can put it in front of the camera. And really, really bright oranges and purples and yellows. Really pretty snake. So he looks good and healthy and big. I'll be right back. I need to get I forgot, when you're cutting eggs, you need paper towels. Lots of them, because they get just super messy, super gooey. I always have paper towels on hand, because they make a mess. This is so weird. Like, if you've never cut eggs before, it is really one of the coolest parts of breeding snakes. Is being able to cut these eggs and it's like having a Christmas present in every single egg, because you have no idea what's in them. Even the other clutch that's due this week, which is my ivory enchi to ivory leopard, I can only have 3 different types of snakes come out of that. But plain ivory looks so different compared to an ivory leopard that it's still gonna be a surprise as those eggs are coming out. So eggs that aren't pipped, or they don't already have, a little cut line in there. Basically, you just kind of want to make a safe zone to cut into the egg. You kind of pinch it, and then you take your scissors. I recommend getting these scissors. Some people use razor blades. Just kind of seems safer and easier. And you cut a little bit of the egg off there, and let it just drip down and ooze back into your egg box. And then cut like you would the other eggs that are already open. This is super gooey. Now these ones that aren't popped out yet, you don't want to disrupt them any more than you have to. You want to be extra gentle. This guy, super bright, moving around a lot. Super bright baby. I would say, you can't see his head. I would say this is probably pastel enchi fire. It's a lot brighter than normal enchi, and I can even see, I know you probably ain't gonna see it right there. You can start seeing the flames coming up in the black there. So I'm gonna assume that this is a pastel enchi fire. Super bright, super yellow. Some blacks, yellows. Beautiful snake. So I'm going to think that's probably a pastel enchi fire. 3 for 3 with good snakes too. This guy here, he looks like he's just ready to come out. He's popping his head out, saying hi. He's really pretty. Really bright too. Quiet my phone up. Let's get to egg number 4. So this is my biggest clutch so far. This is 8 eggs, and they all look like they're okay. My other clutches have either been 5 or... I have 5 clutches. 3 of them were 5 eggs. 1 of them was 4 eggs, and 1 of them was 8 eggs. So, hopefully I have some bigger clutches on the way. I don't have any... None of my big females have started to lay eggs yet. All the ones that have laid have been first. No, this clutch was the only clutch that was from a female that had laid before. All my other clutches that are on the ground are first-time moms. So they're first years. Alright, this one. Oh. One's obviously pastelenchi. I wonder if maybe this is fire and the other one was not fire. Because this one is a lot brighter than the last one. And the flames are coming up a lot higher on the sides. So I'm wondering if that last one was just pastelenchi and this is pastelenchi fire. Because the only other gene that we can have in there is a banana. And this one's definitely not a banana. So I'm gonna say this one's probably the pastelenchi fire. The last one was just pastelenchi. This one looks good too. This one actually looks pretty big compared to the last one. Egg number 5. I'm curious to see if I have any more super fires, and if I do, if any of them turn out to be banana, and if that affects the look of the snake at all. Yeah, this is probably a pastelenchi as well. His head's shoved all the way down the bottom of the egg, but this one looks like it's pastelenchi as well. It's crazy when when you talk about odds, what you're expecting to get out of these clutches, and I mean there's a fair amount of genes going around here because you're guaranteed pastelenchi. Both parents were fire. And I had banana, so I had 3 extra genes, and technically if a parent carries a gene, you have a 50% chance of passing it on. But 2 out of the 5 snakes so far look like they only have 2 genes. This one is probably super fire though, from the looks of it. It's white in there. But it's just funny how your odds play out. That I got 2 eggs so far that had the bare minimum of genes, but I'm curious if I can see any pattern on this super fire. I hit 2 super fires, which is cool. I do not see any pattern on this one either yet. Maybe when it comes out I'll be able to see a little more. This one just looks all white as well. So we'll put them back. Don't disrupt them too much. Alright, so we got 2 left. We got 2 super fires, which is cool. Only 1 banana that we can tell because the super fires, you can't see the banana from the looks of it so far. Maybe when they come out we'll be able to see it. But I can't see it yet. The majority of the snakes I produced last year were actually banana because my Super Mojave male is also banana, and 2 of the clutches that I had, or 1 of the clutches that I had was produced. I bought her when she was gravid. She was bred to a coral glow male, which is basically the same thing as banana. So the majority of my snakes that came out were coral glow or banana. I'm probably going to say this one's probably just a pastelenchi as well. I think. This one's a lot brighter than the other ones, but it definitely doesn't have the same look as the one that's most likely fire. But unless those two super fires are bananas as well, I'm not hitting any luck with bananas here. It looks like I only have one at this point, unless the super fires are banana. Let's see, we're on the last egg now. Actually, this breeding, I kind of did it because I really didn't know who to pair the Superfly up to. And Danky King was the only snake, the only male I had that had fire in him, so I figured, if I could produce some super fires, that would be cool. This one probably looks like it is. Yeah, this one's probably the 3G Nano Pastel Inchy Fire. A lot more flaming up the sides. I don't know if you can see that in the camera there. So, let's see. I think we have two super fires, two pastel Inchy fires here. These three look like they just might be pastel Inchy, but I'll wait to see them come out. And then we have the one visual banana here. Hopefully the two, I can figure out whether or not the super fires are bananas or not. I'll be able to, see the gender of this banana, and hopefully that gives me a good indicator or whether or not this guy's Danky King was a male maker. If this turns out to be a male, if these two super fires are male, then they're most likely bananas as well. It stinks that you can't see the gene and you really can't prove that out, until you breed them. I really wish I would have hit some more visual bananas. I have 5 other babies here, and none of them are bananas. So I only hit one, visual banana because of the super fire genes. But it looks like the clutch is all healthy. This guy's already popping out his nose here. This guy was earlier. This guy's popping out as well. This guy's actually popping out now that I cut his egg. This guy is buried in there. This guy's rolling around as 2. So it looks like all 8 of them look like they are healthy and, going to be good healthy babies that go to their new homes soon. So, tilt my camera up here. If I can do it from there. Here we go. We're in close-up zoom mode. 8 eggs. They all look fantastic. This is my first clutch of the year that we're cutting, so I'm really excited about it. I was really surprised to see them actually pip this morning. But they all look healthy. This banana guy looks amazing, and I'm really curious to see what these 2 super fires look like when they pop out, to see if they show, especially after their first shed, to see if they show any sort of pattern at all on their backs. And then get the rest of these guys out of here, make sure they're all healthy. And let me see if this is going to come out. There he is. Super fire's coming out, popping his head out. So I'm excited. This is the first clutch. It looks like we're 8 for 8. I'm really, really excited to see what that ivory leopard Inchy pairing produces, because that could be a nice clutch for me to. I might hold one back if I produce a couple ivory leopard Inchies, but if I get a couple out of that combo, it'd be good money to be able to reinvest into my projects for next year. So that's it for today. Our first clutch cutting of 2021 that I'm really excited about. And then I'll definitely show you a video of these guys once they all hatch and shed, to show you just what they look like, their first week out of their eggs and after their first sheds, to see how bright their colors are. So that is it for today. Thanks for stopping by, and please remember to like and subscribe. And let me show you this guy one more time, since he's popping his head out. Let me see if he'll stay out. A super fire. Let's see that guy. Whoop. See his little black eyes on there, if you can see him.